And now this is the Channel 2 News with Bill Sternoff and Roy Firestone with sports.
And a good evening to you, and a very good evening for a Costa Mesa policeman. He is lucky to be alive tonight. A bulletproof vest saved his life. Bruce Ross was writing a traffic ticket on Newport Boulevard. A bullet hit him in the back. But thanks to a bulletproof vest, a 1-inch welt was the only sign that he was shot at. Police have no idea who fired or why. The search for clues and for the suspects continues. Striking workers at McDonnell Douglas. They are threatening a boycott of the company's planes. Union officials are demanding a resumption of talks by Tuesday to end the 4-month-old walkout. If not, they say they will ask the public not to fly on commercial planes made by Douglas. The striking workers are planning to rally outside the company's Long Beach headquarters again on Tuesday. The FBI is investigating a private correspondence school located in Pasadena, part of a nationwide probe, they say, into so-called diploma mills, according to the Pasadena Star-News. The newspaper says Southland University allegedly sold degrees for little academic work. A spokesperson for the school denied the charges. Southland founder James Kirk closed 3 other correspondence schools since 1980. Their operations were looked into by state and by federal officials. Thousands of victims of alcoholism and their loved ones met in the San Fernando Valley today. 3,500 people registering for a local Alcohol Anonymous convention. We couldn't show their faces, but the victims wanted their stories told so that others will seek help.
I was a person with a very serious incurable illness that was killing myself for 14 years. And by finding Alcoholics Anonymous, they helped me to live in this world without the use of alcohol.
If you know a drinker who needs help, you can call Alcoholics Anonymous at area code 213-387-8316. The deadly and the destructive Sylmar quake. It was 13 years ago this week. Today is the start of a week-long effort to prepare Southland residents for what some say will be the next big one. At the Children's Museum in downtown Los Angeles, Red Cross workers joined by Yogi the Bear passed along important information to the children, like what kinds of items a family should have stored away, bottled water and canned food. 500,000 brochures are being distributed to the increase earthquake preparedness. There is quite a show going on in Anaheim, and it features all sorts of toys people can make from kits in their spare time. Some elaborate toys, reminiscent of a time before computer games. Still, the space age was represented. There were 650 exhibitors at today's show, wholesalers from all over the country who put their wares on display. Until now, the show has been for retail buyers only, but today, the public was invited to take a look. Roy Firestone is back inviting you to take a look. He's back from the Forum where the Kings skated on home ice tonight, facing off under their new coach against the Rangers from New York. The outcome of the game in just a moment.
Insight. It's one of the investor's most valuable tools. It's the merging of knowledge, experience, and intuition. It is the ability to sense where the crowd is going before the crowd does. As respected advisors to the serious investor, we at Shearson American Express believe it is insight, not magic, that makes money. Shearson American Express and the serious investor. Minds over money.
Singapore girl, you're a great way to fly.
In Chinatown today, the 6th annual Firecracker 10-kilometer run, part of the ongoing Chinese New Year celebration. A dancing dragon getting it all underway this morning. Then an explosion of firecrackers, giving the runners some inspiration at the starting gate. This year's race co-sponsored by Channel 2, our Steve Edwards and Melody Rogers, there to hand out awards, and the winners, Beth Maluski of Northridge and Jerry Alexander of Van Nuys, all proceeds from the race going to service agencies in Chinatown. Sports now, Roy Firestone. He was at the Forum, but he wants to talk first about the Lakers.
Well, I want to talk about the Lakers, but before I do, I just want you to know, in honor of Chariots of Fire, we'll do my whole sportscast in slow motion tonight. No, that's not true. The Lakers were in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. George Gervin missing the game with an injury, and for the Lakers, no ice is nice. Lakers getting it going early. James Worthy finding Kareem here. He'll sneak down the baseline for the return pass and the slam. The Spurs take advantage of a shoddy Laker defense. Watch this, John Lucas to Ron Brewer here for the lay-in. Lakers running game will kick in. Magic Johnson with a bounce pass to Jamal Wilkes. Second half, the same two hook up again. A brilliant pass, great move by Wilkes. The Lakers by 3 points. But San Antonio outscores the Lakers 13-0 at 1 point. Artis Gilmore giving the Spurs the lead with this bucket right here. The Lakers, however, come up with the clutch plays. James Worthy with the rebound and the score, and he will ice it, so to speak. You didn't see the ball going in, but it did go in. Lakers win it. And let's see, Portland beating out Phoenix by 5 points, or check that, 15 points. Seattle and Boston both win. At the Forum tonight, meanwhile, the Kings put on one of their best performances of the year against the New York Rangers. Brian McClellan going all the way down the ice to score. Then Doug Smith gets the Kings even later in the game, scoring off this pass from Jimmy Fox. But the Rangers had a lead late in the game until the Kings tied it up for the last time. This is Dave Taylor's heads-up rebound and score past the Rangers goalie Ron Scott. Game went into overtime, but it stayed that way. 3-3. Marcel Dion, by the way, twisted his ankle again, but he should be okay. Kings and Rangers tie, so does Montreal, Winnipeg. Winners elsewhere included Calgary, Minnesota, Quebec over Buffalo, Detroit, and the Islanders win. Hartford, the Flyers, Washington, all with wins tonight. Hale Irwin won the 1984 Bing Crosby Clam Bake this afternoon with some clutch putting and a remarkable bit of luck.
No! He hooked it. Went over the top of that thing. Oh, look at this.
All right. It hit a rock and hopped back into the fairway. It was headed for the ocean. Unbelievable.
Well, that bit of Hale Irwin magic enabled him to birdie the 18th, forced the playoff with Jim Nelford. On the second hole of the playoff, Irwin hit this shot, a 200-yard 3-iron from a trap on the fairway. Needing a lucky bounce here, the ball rolls onto the green and into the birdie position. Nelford could feel it slipping away, and when he misses the birdie attempt coming up here, well, it is pretty much all Hale Irwin's golf tournament. Watch.
For the win. The Crosby is history.
So it's Irwin beating Nelford, Mark O'Meara, Fred Couples, Nicky Faldo all finish high on the leaderboard. At Santa Anita this afternoon, the Charles Strube Stakes, the Horsies, the favorite Desert Wine holding off a strong challenge down the stretch. And here's how it finished for the 4-year-olds.
Down the stretch they come. Desert Wine to the front by a head. On the outside load, the Cannons to challenge late. Silent Fox is right there. Here's the finish, and it's Desert Wine winning the Strube by a half length.
Good finish, too. Desert Wine paying $6.80 for the win. We'll be back with Sunday Sports Final in just a few moments.
Thank you, Roy.
Next, Cliff checks in with tomorrow's weather forecast and a story to sit up and take notice of. You can sit up, you can roll over, you can heel, just like the real top dogs. Back in a moment.
The Emmy winner, Scotch videocassettes, for having pioneered and perfected videotape.
Watching your favorites day after day, keeping the wonder play after play, knowing the color and brightness will stay.
Only from Scotch, our cobalt encapsulated oxide for world-class clarity.
The world watches Scotch.
Buy Scotch videocassettes with a new VCR and get a free protection plan.
To create something of value takes imagination and knowledge and a very steady hand. Santa Barbara Savings has all the skills to help you create something of value. Financial security. Not surprisingly, those skills are imagination, knowledge, and a very steady hand. Santa Barbara Savings. We create security.
The Chevrolet Celebrity speaks for itself. You see, the other two cars look a lot like the Chevy Celebrity, but the Oldsmobile Sierra costs about $1,300 more, and the Buick Century, it costs around $1,400 more. And if you really want to be surprised, the Datsun Maxima costs over $2,000 more. Chevrolet Celebrity, all the car you're looking for at a lower price.
See your Southern California Chevrolet dealer and get what you're driving for.
Gee, a lot of people getting used to the weather around here. The winter is closed for the season, I think.
due to lack of interest, it has been canceled.
Oh, this is too good to be true, and it just goes on and on.
Hard to believe, isn't it? Second weekend.
What's another cliche?
Let's take a look at what we've had so far this evening. It has been a real fine weekend, as well as you might have noticed. And there is a small change in the weather, ladies and gentlemen. There will be large fountains. No, actually, there's going to be a chance of very, very, very good cloud cover in the morning, and also a fog deck along the coastal areas. That's sort of my word tonight. There are some high temperatures from around the area. Palm Springs had it, 87. That was the highest temperature for the whole United States of America. Now, we have out on the Pacific just something to worry about here. It's a cold front, but more importantly, I think, is this high-pressure system. As this builds in, we're going to get an onshore flow, marine layer, fog in the morning along the coastal areas, and also late at night. So watch out for that. The rest of the nation looks good. We've had some partly cloudy skies, and they have prevailed until you get east of the Mississippi. And, of course, we've had some snow from Kentucky and parts of Tennessee on into New England, some rain ahead of that. Lowest temperature, not 87. That's the highest, Palm Springs. The lowest was 19 below in War Road, Minnesota. We see more cold air coming for the northeastern quadrant of the nation because of this dip in the jet stream. Temperatures tonight will be anywhere from 20 below to about 32 for most of the nation. For us, we'll have fog in the morning. That'll clear out to a very mild afternoon with sunshine. And we'll put it together for you and take a look at the forecast for tonight. Now, this is what it's going to look like probably about midday tomorrow, that picture you see there. We're going to have some late-night coastal fog, a low of 51, and then tomorrow, sometimes very dense cloud cover along the coast. It'll be mostly sunny in the afternoon, but locally hazy. Sunny again on Tuesday, just about the same thing with a high of 73. And we expect a week of fairly calm weather, much in contrast to the rest of the nation. Big blizzard today in the Dakotas and also in the Minnesota. Our hats off to you folks. You're not watching, but if you know of anybody up there.
They may be watching. They may be here by now.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Cliff. Yeah. While dog days usually come in summer when it's hot and it's dry, it was a dog night this evening at the LA Sports Arena. The event, the annual Kennel Club of Beverly Hills All-Breed Dog Show. The competition was rough and the judging tough. But when it was all said and done, the winners and their owners had a chance to strut in the spotlight and to take home their dogs' rewards. That's our Southland Report. World and national news next from CBS New York. Then Roy returns with Sunday Sports Final. See you this week. Good night.
Implants, transplants, hormones, and drugs. Millions are spent to replace lost hair. But which treatments really work? Glenn DeWina has the latest on balding tomorrow at 6, Channel 2 News.
At the Good Earth, we start each day fresh. From the crisp vegetables in our vegetable sauté to the choice lean meat in our beef stroganoff. You see, we believe a meal should reflect the good things that go into it, like pure whole grains and a dash of imagination. That's what makes every Good Earth dish an adventure, for us and for you.
The Good Earth goodness, come taste it.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Why?
I'm so happy.
You mean you've never had a guy tell you he loved you before?
The right guy.
When you open your heart, open the Lancers. Lancers white wine. Dry, crisp, imported in its own decanter.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Just keep looking like that.
When you open your heart, open the Lancers.
This Friday at Santa Anita, you get in free if you're 65 or older.
Melody and designer Bob Mackey tomorrow, 7:30.